Hi, I'm Lisa Victorin. I'm the librarian at Ray K. Daly Elementary that's on the west side of town, and I would like to share with you a December project that I have focusing on what we've been learning for the whole year so far. So what I'm trying to do with this project is I am trying to connect our study on nonfiction. And we've been talking a lot about the subject headings and a little bit about the Dewey Decimal System. We've also been focusing on fiction books, and what I've really tried to do, because I want to eventually genreify our library, is I've been focusing on different genres. And the last thing I've been focusing on is ebooks. And I've been using two sources. I have been using the free ebooks that are through the district, which is it's the Follett shelf, or I always tell the kids it's E-Follett. I've used the Sebco a little bit. And then right now, Capstone is offering the free preview until the end of the year. So, with this activity, I have 3 P's. My purpose, my product, which is the end product they're expecting, and procedure. So what I found out with the kids is when I would ask them, they could regurgitate this to me on the day that I taught them these things, but then if they came back a week later, they could not make the connection. They were always confusing subject headings with the genres. They love the ebooks, but they're struggling in finding things in the library. So my whole purpose is to get them to be able to find things in the library. And the procedure that I'm using is something that I found on Pinterest. And so I've asked them to find a subject heading that they're interested in. And so I tell them that my favorite topic is always gladiators. And so I told them that what I want them to do is I want them to find a nonfiction connection. And the best gladiator book that we have in our library is actually called Gladiators. There is also a fiction book by John Sheshka, which is called See You Later, Gladiator. And then, going on the Capstone books, there is just a ebook that's entitled Gladiator. And so I'm giving them basically 4 weeks. And they are going to read these different books, and they are going to come up with an end product for me. So in a perfect world, what I would really like them to do is to do like book trailers. But what I have found is some of my kids are really nervous about doing book trailers. And so they asked me to find a paper-based product, and I actually found it on Pinterest, which is where I will give them a circle. And in the middle, they'll put their subject heading, and then they'll have 3 different areas. And so when they're in the fiction part, I want them to actually, after we've been talking about genres, I want them to classify the genre of the book that they've read. And then I want them to go into the nonfiction, and I want them to be able to tell me the subject heading that it would be under. And I want them to be able to tell me the location of where it would be in the library. And then in the ebooks, they would just pretty much start with just identifying it. So in the fiction one, they might tell me their most interesting part of it. In the nonfiction, they would tell me something that they learned about it. And I often tell them that when I read nonfiction, I never read it cover to cover. And that I always just pick what I find fascinating. And in the ebooks, again, I would be looking for what was something that they connected to, something that they really liked about that particular ebook. And so it's that I always give grades in the library, But one thing I've been trying to utilize for for this project is to include the Pizza Hut Book It program. And what it's going to do is I give them a rubric and say, this is what I expect. And then I want them to do a part of a presentation. And then, in a perfect world, they will be able to show me that what I have been doing this whole semester, that they have made connections and they can use the library better. Thank you.